Hello everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to the Free Hammers Transfers Deadline Day Eve, I've called
Yeah.
this. um, before we get on to that, obviously since last time me and Paul got together, we have both aged a year. We are both now 37 years old. It's Paul's birthday on the 12th. My birthday was on Wednesday, so happy birthday to you, mate.
Cheers,
that
mate.
one
You
as
too.
well.
Getting old. Probably
Yeah,
not as
mate.
old as some of the people in the comments, but there you go.
Yeah. Let's just quickly say afternoon from Duncan. Any transfer stuff we'll discuss that in a minute. JP says good afternoon and happy belated birthday. Yeah, mate, it is transfer deadline day eve. No one has signed yet. I don't believe anyone has left yet either, have they? Apart from a couple of the kids like Odebeka and people like that.
Yeah, just the youngsters. I think Alves went today, but obviously just the youngsters. Cheers, mate.
What do you how are you feeling about it, mate? You know, you're quite adamant all the time, mate. You're very much we're not signing anyone. And you did that the last January. You did it in the summer. We did sign a few in the summer, but
yeah,
what are you expecting tomorrow, mate? What are you expecting?
I don't know. Like, to be honest, mate, I mean, I've been saying since the beginning of the window, since before the window, I don't think we'll sign anybody. Everything that came out of the club just seems to be pointing in that direction. Everything that Moyes was saying, all the interviews was, the players ain't available and it's difficult to get them. Oh, mate, we've been hearing that for 3 windows. We needed a striker since Halle. We needed a striker since before Halle left.
Well, yeah, there's a famous Twitter account. I don't know if you've seen it, mate, where it's like, 390 days since Halle left.
I mean, it's crazy. We've needed a striker for such a long time, and everything that came out of the club just sounded like we weren't going to do any business. We weren't going to sign anybody, and we haven't signed anybody, and we're running out of time if we're going to do it. And this is the most annoying thing right now. All of us, obviously, we'll talk in more detail about the bids that's come out over the last day. Why didn't we do this on the 1st of January?
I can sort of understand a little bit. So, right, we'll because obviously I'll put this comment up because that's sort of what you're leading to. What do you make of these rumours? Calvin Phillips, Benteke, Eddie Nketiah, Diop out and Phillips in. So there are the rumours that, £50 million bid has been rejected for Rafinha. Fantastic player, absolutely fantastic player. Would love him at West Ham. Then today there was the rumour of 50 million for Calvin Phillips as well. The reason I believe it's done late is that if we were serious, who knows, is so that other clubs don't have enough time to get ready.
Right. So I've heard that argument as well today, but the other clubs that could be coming in for those players, right, at that price point, at that kind of level from the Premier League anyway, you're talking your top 6, you're talking your big clubs, you're talking, Liverpool, City, Man United. Mate, if one of those clubs, like for those clubs, money's not an issue. If they wanted it done, they'd say, all right, well, we'll bid 50 million today. Like, it doesn't matter to them. If you were talking a more mid-sized club, right, who might have to think, we need to get the funds together if we want to match this, then yeah, I'd understand it. But when you're talking £50 million players in that kind of ballpark, the other clubs we're competing with, they've got the money. If they want to come in after us, they will. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what day of the window it is. And it just doesn't make sense to me.
Two, though, mate? Do you expect any of those two to be in on tomorrow?
No, 100% not. Phillips, he's injured at the minute. He's out for another month at least. I just can't see that happening at all. Rafinha, I mean, everything that's come out, there are sounds like it's the player wants to move. There are sounds like it sounds like if we really, really wanted it, we could probably get it done.
Yeah, I think we could get him out of there. Yeah.
But I don't think we will.
No, I don't think so. What great player though, isn't he? Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
player.
yeah. I mean, and the thing is, right? He's a phenomenal player. He's another winger. The only thing I would say is, I think if we signed him, Bowen will play up front.
Yeah, I agree. Mate.
Yeah, if we sign him, Bowen will play up front, which I wouldn't be against.
I'm not against it. I'll be honest, mate. I'm not against it. I'm not.
No, I'm not against it. It'd be interesting to see what Bowen would do full time as a striker. I think he needs to work on his finishing in one-on-one situations. But it'd be interesting to see what he could do. I wouldn't be against it. And Rafinha would be a phenomenal player, be a fantastic player.
Statement signing as well, wouldn't it?
Obviously, yeah. Huge statement signing. Brazilian. a Brazilian, obviously
Liverpool
wearing
and
the
stuff.
shirt today.
Yeah.
Brazilian international. Be a phenomenal signing. And I actually think Phillips would be a fantastic signing as well.
Oh, mate.
A very
The
good
question
signing.
I go on to ask you then, Mo, mate. So people are saying, say dream scenario, this will not happen. West Ham spend 100 million tomorrow, and we get Calvin Phillips in and Rafinha in. Is that us spending Declan Rice money and a sweetener in the summer?
I don't think so. I think that's spending money to keep Rice. I think that's us saying to
Do
Declan.
you think there is 100 million sitting there?
I think
for
if
the
they
boys
wanted
spend?
to, they could. If they wanted to spend that money, they could. If they wanted to spend 100 million, they could. I don't think they will. I don't think any of this is going to happen. If it did, I'll be amazingly
Oh, mate.
surprised.
Any of them
yeah,
two. If any one of Phillips or Rafinha are signed tomorrow,
yeah.
oh, mate, I'm buzzing.
But
Again, it's
to
not
me,
players we need. It's back to that conversation of it's not players we need, but
no, it's not. But I don't think they're. I think they're, like you say, mate, statement signings. And to me, that's us saying two players like Rice.
first teamers as well. Two
Yeah.
first team players. They're going.
This is us saying to players like Declan Rice, here you go, mate. This is what we're about. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're pushing for. But it's all hypothetical because I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. And then I saw today we had a loan bid for Benteke turned down. And then and this is the thing as well that annoys me, right? So we're desperate for a striker. We're desperate for a centre back. We've been going over Coletta Carr for the whole month, right? Oh, they want 15 million.
It's about 6 million. A 6 million sticking point with Coletta Carr as well.
Right. But no, we only want him on loan because we're not sure. Mate, how many windows have we been talking about Coletta Carr? 3?
Right, mate, easy.
At least if we ain't sure now, why are we still looking at him? Oh no, we want him on loan. But then you just threw out two £50 million bids. If I'm Marseille,
well, apparently free because apparently the other £50 million bid was El Nesri again.
There you go. And then, apparently as well, I saw just before we came on that we had a bid in for Trossard as well.
Oh yeah, good player. I like him again. Another winger though, but a good player.
I know. But again, I think if we sign a winger, that definitely shows that Bowen's going to play up front. But again, like if we're throwing these bids out there and you're Marseille, you're sitting there going, what are they talking about? They want a loan. They don't want to give us £15 million when they're throwing £50 million bids all over the place.
For an international centre back as well, mate. Yeah, I think he's good. I would like him to come in. I think him and Zuma together could be really, really good together as well.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like I say, all hypotheticals. I saw.
Or do you think it's a bit of us, a David Sullivan tactic? This of, we bid 50 million for Jonathan David, we bid 50 million for Rafinha, for example. Oh, but we bid 50 million, knowing that 50 million is not the price that they want.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before, haven't we? We've seen it before. I mean,
we could bid 50 million for Messi, Mbappe.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
We might as well bid. David Sullivan could literally tomorrow bid £100 million for Lewandowski.
But he ain't coming.
He's not coming, but he could still do it. Do you know what I mean? And say, oh, look, I bid 100 million. Yeah, why not, mate? Why not? Let's go and bid 50 million for Jude Bellingham. Let's do that as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you can throw these bids out, but yeah, I mean, to me, it feels like that. It does. It's too late in the window, to really negotiate a price. Why would Leeds sell their best player when they could be fighting a relegation battle? And they'll have 50 million, but they'll have no time to bring in a replacement. I don't know. I don't buy it, mate. I don't buy it. Please let me be wrong. Please let me be wrong.
If one of them come through the door tomorrow, I will say, okay, well done. It's not what we needed, but one of them, mate, is a massive statement signing and would improve our team. Imagine Phillips and Rice and Souček in the middle.
Oh yeah. And I saw a really good thing that if we signed Phillips, that would allow Souček to play further forward.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be amazing. He would be amazing. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think. Maybe we'd go back in the summer.
If we get Europe again. Again.
Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I've been saying for the last 4 weeks that I don't think we'll sign anyone, and that hasn't changed.
No. Another player linked, mate, is the is it the Rem striker? Is his name called like something Ikiti or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Ikiti, young 19-year-old, apparently £25 million offer. Know anything about him, mate? Again, I've done the old classic YouTube watch, and he looks all gangly and fast.
No, I can't say I have. We've been linked to a few players like that this window, and like I say, I don't think we'll sign anyone. So
Another
I haven't really
Marseille guy
been.
as well, Baba Dieng as well. I think that's his name,
Yeah,
Baba
I
Dieng.
haven't really been paying. I've been paying attention, but I haven't really been. I don't think it's going to happen. So I haven't really been looking into the players. But no, I can't say I know much about him. But it seems like it definitely seems like with the likes of him, the likes of Jonathan David, that kind of it looks like that kind of player we're after. Maybe. I but again, apparently as well. Just before we came on, I did read that we've said that Diop can go for 10 million.
Cheap,
What do you make
bit
of that?
cheap, bit cheap. Listen, I'm not particularly a big fan of Diop anymore, but I think we should be at least aiming to get the 20 million back that we paid for him. I think it was about 23 million, wasn't it? No,
I don't think we'd get that. I think 15 million. I think would be all right. I think 15 million would be fair. I don't think we're getting 20
and if he
million.
goes more, is Coletta enough, or do you think it needs to be Coletta and?
No, it would need to be Coletta and I mean we're
Yeah.
already we're already short. Bonus out for the season. When he comes back, he's going to be another year older. You don't know what sort of player he's coming back as. Dawson, again, another year older. We already need a starting centre back. So if we sell Diop, we need to bring
I
another
don't know
one
whether
in.
is Coletta left-footed as well. I'm not sure.
No, I'm pretty sure he's right-footed, but he plays
Ah,
on the left. But
okay.
that's fine, as
Yeah.
if he plays there and he's comfortable playing there, that's not a
No,
problem.
that's it. Yeah. Let's talk about the let's talk about Benteke quickly then, actually, because some people are asking about it.
Mate, I'd
No,
take him. At this point, I
really,
would.
really.
Mate, he's better than nobody. Would you rather have Benteke or Yarmolenko coming on?
That's true. It's true. No, it is true.
If it was a loan to the end of the
I just,
season,
and I know you think the same, mate. I'm fed up of this. We need someone to come into as backup to Antonio. No, we don't. We need someone to come in who's better, who's going to start.
yeah, 100%. I think if Benteke comes in, that's obviously a case of again
Quick fix.
we tried to get the players to challenge Antonio to replace Antonio. We couldn't do it, but as a backup off the bench, I would take Benteke all day long, mate, all day long. A loan to the end of the season. He's still what 28.
Oh, is he only
Benteke.
20?
I don't
Yeah.
think he's that old still.
I don't know, mate.
I might be wrong here, and he's going to be about
I
32.
still think
But
there might be some legs in Origi tomorrow. I still think Origi will move clubs tomorrow, whether it's West Ham.
I was Benteke's 31. I thought he weren't as old as that. But like I say, even still, alone to the end of the season, I would definitely take him as a backup. Definitely. But again, that shows the state that we've got ourselves in our striker
Yeah, but
situation.
again, like
That
you said, it,
Benteke
mate,
would be an improvement.
you said it the other day with the interview, like 2 years, we're finding it hard to find a striker. But you go and have which would be a desperate signing of Benteke tomorrow, if that was the case.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Armstrong, Eduardo, to name a few? There's a few others. Ben Breton Diaz for Blackburn. There's Lewis. Is his name Lewis Potter, the one at Hull? Like, wouldn't you rather take a gamble like that than go for a Benteke or an Origi? Do you know what I mean? It's feel very, very desperate. Very desperate.
It is. And like I say, mate, it just shows the state we've got ourselves in with strikers that bringing in Benteke on a 6-month loan would genuinely improve us.
But yeah, last one before I go into the comments, mate. It doesn't look like he will come now, Jesse Lingard, but I think he does want to come, but I think his hands have been tied now. What about you?
I think it's pretty obvious that Man United have said they won't let him come to us. I think we would take him back. I think he would definitely come back, but I think Man United have said no. And if you were Man United, you would as well. You're not going to let him go. You're not going to want to strengthen a potential rival. Again, realistically, what money would we pay for Lingard? It's not going to make any difference to a club like Man United.
No, that's it. Paying, getting 10 million for him, and losing Champions League, that's, 50, 60, 70 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to them, they can afford it. A club like West Ham, you'd be saying, "Oh, well, we either sell him for 10 million now, or he goes for free in the summer." A club like us, but a club like Man United, it doesn't matter to them. They can afford to do that.
Do you expect him to come in the summer, or are you reserving it for till tomorrow?
No, I think he'll probably end up maybe Newcastle. He'll end up somewhere with a massive, massive wage. And to be honest, come the summer, I don't think I'd want
But
him
then
then
he
anyway.
could have joined Newcastle, though. He could have joined Newcastle, mate. They accepted an offer by Newcastle, and he turned it down. So I don't think it is money, mate. I do think he wants to
I don't
join
know.
West Ham.
I don't know. Maybe. But the thing is like I say, I don't know if I'd want him in the summer. I mean, he was amazing for us. Amazing. Lightning is not going to strike twice. He's not going to have the same impact he had last time. It'd still be a good player for us, but he's not going to be as good. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to have that same massive impact he had before. He's going to be a year and a half older than when he was here before. I don't know. For me, it's time to move on.
Let's go into the comments. Hugh says, I think Moyes is trying to get Phillips in now because Rice is going in the summer. And with the money for Rice, he'll be able to get in a big money striker in the summer like Davis or Nearing. Maybe. Why has it got to be a Rice replacement? It might be a Crow and Noble replacement.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. I mean, there you go. You know, we have no cover really in the centre of midfield.
Yeah.
Like you say, at the end of the season, Noble will be done. Krell, I don't know why Krell's still here anyway. He might as well have been sent back, this month. I don't know why he's still there. So yeah, again, we are going to need a cover in that position, and Phillips ain't going to play as cover, but imagine, like you say, Phillips, Souček, Rice to choose from in the middle of the park. Amazing.
Yeah. Scott Venn says, can I get a birthday shout out?
Happy birthday, Scott.
Happy birthday. Lawrence reckons we'll sign another free keepers.
Do you know what? I was watching a video on the West Ham YouTube channel a couple of days ago, and it was Mark Noble and Kevin Nolan like doing a sort of look back, and it went up. Did you see it?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
and it was interesting seeing David Martin there as well. It's obviously nothing to do with the club at that time, but obviously as a fan, like he was quite knowledgeable. And he seemed to remember more about the playoff final game than Noble and Nolan did. It was quite a good video to watch that.
Yeah. Well, Peter says we could sign Greenwood on a free transfer, possibly. Oh, I'm not even going to comment on that, mate. I'm not even going to comment on what that man's done. If he's done it, we don't know officially, so I can't say yes or no. But
it'll be his career again. If the allegations are true, that man's career should be well and truly over.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I totally agree. If we don't sign anybody, do you think Moyes should go? Simply not good enough.
Oh, come on, behave.
No, and I really don't. And I'm assuming you're just putting that as a hypothetical question. You don't actually believe that, Father Snowman. I don't know. I see people moaning after the Man United game. Oh, he's not good enough. He's taken us as far as we can go. Where have we ever sat in the top 6 race for 2 years? Please tell me. Please tell me that.
No,
it's frustrating.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong.
In the last 30 years.
No doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm as frustrated as anybody with the lack of signings and the old Diver Dave thing, and I do think that's a weakness for Moyes. I do think that's one of his weaknesses is his inaction, maybe in the transfer market.
It's the perfect signing, and sometimes you've got to take a gamble.
Yeah, and I'm as frustrated as anybody, and he's not perfect. He takes a long time to make substitutions, and sometimes he sets up too negative against the big teams. He's got things that I've got issues with. But like Luke said, look at where we are. Look at where we were 2 years ago. We're challenging legitimately all season for a Champions League. We're in the last 16 of the Europa League. No,
in about 6 weeks' time, we could be playing Barcelona.
You can't be talking about does Moyes need to go? That's ridiculous. That is insane.
And if Moyes does go, mate, I'll tell you what, we're going to take about 7 to 8 steps backwards if he does go, because he's finally built. He's had time to build his ethos on the team now. It has a style, a personality now. Then if a new one comes in, that's all just going to be broken down again. Mm-hmm. I like what he's doing. I really do like what he's doing. You two are looking old. Wait till you're 60. It's all downhill. A few more years. I agree, Paul. Every team and his dog has signed players except us. So you say that Tottenham haven't signed players, Arsenal haven't signed players. I work with a Tottenham and Arsenal fan, and they're getting increasingly frustrated. Like, I love that Adama Traore went to Barcelona. I absolutely love that. I think that was hilarious because they thought he was banker to go. What about him, mate? Just quickly before we move, what about Conte, mate? Do you think Conte could walk in the summer if he's not backed in January? If they don't sign players tomorrow?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he definitely could. Yeah, he definitely could. Conte doesn't need Tottenham Hotspur.
No.
But I think the thing is, they don't have the same needs. The likes, Tottenham and Arsenal maybe haven't signed players, but they haven't got the same. Their squad ain't as light as ours is.
I don't know, mate. I'd still say Arsenal need to sign a striker, mate. Like Aubameyang's obviously gone AWOL. Lacazette's not doing it. Eddie Nketiah, can you rely on him for the rest of the season? They missed out on the big boy, didn't they? Vlahovic to Juventus.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so maybe they do need a striker, but do they need one as badly as West Ham do?
Probably not. No, probably not. Yeah.
Same,
at least they have a striker. At least they have a striker.
Exactly.
Same. We've got none.
Same as Tottenham. Tottenham. Everyone says, they've only got Kane. They've got Bergwijn. They've got Son,
Mora.
Yeah. So yes, maybe they haven't signed players, but they're
where Tottenham are lacking is at fullback and defence. I know their fullbacks are terrible, really, really bad. Moyes should go. Moyes shouldn't go yet, but he needs to be talked to about signing people. Yeah, I agree with that. And this comment leads quite nicely into it as well. I thought with Newman we would get some business done earlier. What do you make of Rob Newman, mate, and that role? Like, what do we have to wait till the summer? I don't know. Again, I'm not.
The thing is,
so I don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's all speculation. We don't know. I know that there were rumours last week that Newman was putting targets to Moyes, and Moyes wasn't convinced. I think that's a definite possibility. David Moyes has that reputation for a reason. That he takes his time and he wants to look over players and all the rest of it. And Newman could have gone to him with a list of like 20 players. There you go, mate. This is who I think would improve. This is who I think was signed. And then Moyes looks at that list and goes, "Oh well, I don't really know who these are. Let me spend 2 months looking at them."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't know. We're not privy to them conversations, like you say, mate. Gazza said Trossard of Brighton. That's obviously Paul said about that. I like Trossard. I've always liked him as a player. I thought he's got a lovely left foot. Really good player. And maybe you could argue maybe the left wing is actually a position we could do with an actual natural winger there, because if you've got Fornals that sometimes fills in there, Benrahma sometimes fills in. But I'd prefer to see Benrahma play at number 10 anyway. I think I'd like to see him play there. Thank God for this. X has just reported that Benteke won't be on loan. Thank God. No, that's true. Are we seriously looking at Matt Phillips? Matt Phillips? No, Kelvin Phillips or Nate Phillips, mate. You've got the one at Liverpool, the one at Leeds are the ones apparently we're potentially linked with. The old West Ham would have bought Phillips. Funny that both Origi and Phillips are injured until after the window closes. Well, there ain't no games though, JP, is there? There ain't no games until next weekend. So I would be happy with Origi, I have to say. I've been saying it for a long time. I said it in the summer as well, didn't I, Origi?
I would take it, yeah. I would take him, definitely.
We really just need to use that money now. It will keep more players for the future. Yeah, Gonzo did a fantastic video the other day, mate, about, you get an opportunity, where your league position looks good, you're in later stages of Europe. As soon as the season's over, it's like a reset button gets started, and, all of a sudden, Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, etc., become really attractive clubs to people that wouldn't necessarily look at West Ham. Where now, if you go and try and sign a player now, we're an attractive proposition.
Yeah.
If Ralph signed Moyes, if Raf signed Moyes, would still play Antonio up front. So where does Bowen? Oh, if we sign Rafinha, sorry, I'm getting now. I was thinking Ralph from Man United, Ralph, Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know, mate. I don't know. You would expect Antonio to be the starter, and then maybe maybe play Bowen on the left-hand side if Rafinha was to come in. It's a good problem to have anyway. It would give us an option off the bench, if it was Rafinha starting. I don't know. You'd have Fornals on the bench because, if you're buying a £50 million player, he's starting.
Yeah. I'd be tempted to play, and this is the thing, it gives us options, but I'll be tempted to play Rafinha on the right, Bowen up front, and Antonio on the left.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you was going to go on a bit more there. Sorry.
No. Just that. Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I thought you was going to go on a bit more. We don't have 100 million as the club at the start of the season was $250,000 in debt. The approach was Rafinha. You can't have him then on to Phillips. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'd love us to sign both, though. I would love us to, for once, just really go, yeah, go on. We're going to give it a go. Why bother going for them when we and them know it's not going to happen? Just winds everyone up. Yeah, but, you've got to... I hate using this line because it is a Sullivan line. You've got to try. You have got to try because someone's going to be trying for Declan Rice in the summer. I'm glad we don't just get anybody nowadays, but Moyes is too careful. I agree, Lawrence. A little bit too careful. Afternoon, Luke and Paul, and all the frustrated hammers. Is it too late for Leeds to get? It's too late for Leeds to get replacement in, so it will never happen. Don't know, mate. It depends how much money you put on the table. I think everyone's got a price, as the $1 Million Man would say. Don't go to bed, says young Jake. And that yarn needs to go. Definitely does. Just gonna go through it because that's it. Here's a good question, mate. Is it all just a smoke screen and someone else is going to come in tomorrow?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
That'll be some smoke screen. But no, I can't see it, mate.
Sofian says Phillips and Rafinha is rubbish. We ain't getting them and we don't need them anyway. They're trying to distract us from the fact that we're not signing a striker or at centre back. It could be that, mate. It could be that. I wouldn't say we don't need them. I would just say they're not a priority position. But if you've got a chance to go and sign, if 100 million, which we haven't got, if we had 100 million and that got them out the door, you can't say that you wouldn't be happy with them two not coming in, whether we need them or not. No.
Yeah. No, 100%. Like you say, sometimes you've got to take your chances when they come up. And if we had the opportunity to sign those two players, 100% we should take it. No, they're not priority positions, but I'll tell you what, the likes of, as we were saying about 5 minutes ago, a centre mid is going to become a priority position in the summer. No, we don't need another winger, but a player of Rafinha's quality, like I say, if he comes in and we move Bowen up front, I'll be very pleased to sign him. Very pleased to sign him.
What about the Dominic Calvert-Lewin rumours that were floating around? What would you like him as a player?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But again, it's another one that I think it was a bid that we knew had no chance of succeeding, and I don't think he would come to West Ham. I don't think he'd see it as a step up. Would you, if you're in, would you see it as a step up going from Everton?
It's like sideways, isn't it? It's it's not down, but it's certainly
no.
Yeah,
no. I think he'd have his sights on bigger teams than West Ham, to be honest.
Martin Russell says they think they bid for players that they wanted but got turned down and are scrambling to get decent players in to keep Declan in the squad. Maybe that's a very good point, mate. Maybe they didn't get the players they want and they're thinking we need to get someone because otherwise he's gone. I think he's still gone in the summer anyway. What about you, mate? I know we talk about Dex all the time, but what? I think he's gone. I do. I think he's gone in the summer. I really do.
I think again it depends on where we finish. I think it depends on what competition we're in next year. And like I say, if we sign again, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it will happen. But if we signed, say, Phillips and Rafinha, that's going to give Declan something to think about. He's going to think, hang on a minute, this club's going somewhere. I don't necessarily, unless he moves to somewhere like Manchester City, who's guaranteed trophies, or abroad. I don't think he'd go abroad. But unless he goes to City, and I don't think City need him, he's not guaranteed trophies. Even if he went to a Liverpool or Man United, do you know what I mean?
Oh, Man United, he's not guaranteed nothing, mate. Admit that team's awful.
Even Chelsea, you're not guaranteed trophies there. So yeah. I think if we were in the right competitions, we're showing we're buying players of a caliber to play around him, I think he'd stay. I do. I think he'd stay. If we don't, and we end up finishing 10th, which could well happen, I think he's gone.
Yeah. Just before I carry on, guys, there's 50 of you watching live. If you could do me a poor favour, hit that like button. If that's the only thing you're going to do today, if you leave early or whatever, just hit that like button. It does a big favour. Why are we throwing loans to buy at French clubs, especially Marseille? Would the money as they are getting transferred? Yeah, they want the money, don't they? Because apparently the French club is getting a transfer ban. It's true. Get Dimmy in for a year loan as well. Bring back Dimmy for a year. 20 years ago, mate, the other day, since we signed Paolo Di Canio as well. What a great day that was. Arguably, probably the best bargain that West Ham's ever signed. No, 1.7 million.
Good. Although when you look, he was cheap, obviously, but when you look at the value of players back then, if you spent 10 million on someone, that was like a whoa.
Oh yeah, well, Alan Shearer 15 million money. So do you know what I mean? Like what? Just quickly, what sort of price would Paolo be worth in this market, mate? A 28-year-old Paolo Di Canio, like when he signed for us, 28, 29, like, mate, you're paying 40, 50 million for Paolo at 29.
Well, it depends. If the situations were the same,
oh yeah,
then maybe not.
20, maybe 20, yeah.
But yeah, without all that, like you say, mate, like Alan Shearer, how much would Alan Shearer cost these days?
Mate,
£100 million player, easy.
Fortune, mate. Fortune. Yeah. Moyes keeping his powder dry for the summer, but the fans have lit the blue touch paper. If no signings by tomorrow, it will be fireworks. I agree, mate. I think there'll be a lot of Twitter meltdowns tomorrow. Moyes should go. I agree, mate. I agree.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Andy says, hello. Good to see you, Andy, mate. All these names we hear is to try and please the fans as if we're doing things in the window. I agree, mate. I think there is some of that there. And we've seen it before, haven't we? We have seen it before.
Yeah.
Boxing fans / Sky Sports rhetoric.
Boring.
Yeah.
Not boxing.
For me, tomorrow, I think we will sign Coletta, Lingard, and Origi. Or Andy, mate, I'll tell you what, mate, you're a lot more optimistic than me and Paul.
I doubt it, mate.
I think Coletta will sign. I think Coletta going to sign.
I think Coletta could happen. I think that's probably got the best chance of any transfer happening. Lingard, no chance. Lingard's not coming to West Ham. Man United won't allow it. Origi, I think if we really wanted him, we could get him. That could be one I could see at the 11th hour, 1 hour to go on Sky Sports. They're saying, and West Ham have put in a last-minute bid for Origi. I could see that happening as a last-ditch attempt. But
Duncan says we had a bad December, not a great January, and we're still fifth. I'm just going to skip a few here. There's a few questions, and then me and Paul will talk about West Ham in general then for a little bit. If we had got players in at the beginning of the window, we may have won at Leeds. It's a good point, Helen, and Man United game. Our squad is not big enough to cope with the Europa League and the Premier League. We can't rely on Antonio. I agree. If signings would have been in earlier, we wouldn't have been bringing on Ryan Fredericks to try and change the game at Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same substitution every week, mate, but you can predict it. Masuaku, Yarmolenko. And they're not going to change games, are they?
No. Well, Masuaku did.
Yeah. Lucas guy I've ever seen in my life.
But no, we are desperately short.
Origi has world-class ability if he could start every week. No, I agree, mate. I wouldn't say he's world-class, but he definitely fits in our team, 100,000,000%. He's getting back to fitness. Oh, sorry, this is all Origi stuff. I'm just looking for questions now, guys. Sorry, if I do miss your comment, I do apologise. Just looking for some questions here. People saying about totally unrealistic type. Anyone see the Mason Greenwood stuff? Yes, we did, and we just said if it's true, absolutely disgusting. But I'll give it, to wait and see what happens with that one. It's not right for me to just go, oh yeah, straight away. Blah, 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 blah. It looks bad. It looks very, very bad. But that's all I'm going to say on that. Why put this sort of money to positions that we're not desperate for instead of putting it into a quality striker like Patrick Schick? Yeah, that's another striker we're linked with as well. Obviously, got player of the month in Bundesliga as well.
Apparently, we did again. If you believe the papers, apparently we actually did bid for him that was rejected.
Yeah. Good player, though. Very, very good player. Hey guys, I hope you're happy. Sunday Defoe, Tompkins to sign on deadline day. Probably Jermaine Defoe still do a job.
He probably would still do a job for us, yeah. I reckon he'd score a couple.
Did you see Andy Carroll signed for West Brom, so they now have Jordan Hugill and Andy Carroll up front,
see that, mate, yeah.
Getting the band back together.
Stop me if I'm wrong, but Jordan Hugill is the only striker Moyes has signed since he's been West Ham manager.
Yes, mate, it is true.
Brilliant. Fantastic job.
We should accept nothing less this window than at least improving the bench. We have no game chambers, and I'm so sick of Yarmolenko, Masuaku, or Fredericks coming on. I totally agree, Matt. The fact that we've not seen, for me, Okaflex coming on at all It's so frustrating.
I'll tell you what, mate, as well, if you want to sort us out with a couple of weeks stay in a villa in Marbella, that'd be sweet.
Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you want to sponsor the channel, mate, we'd appreciate that. We have to have at least 40 million to spend on players. Paolo Di Canio would have got a 2-year ban for pushing a referee these days. Yeah, so I suppose that's a good point. I see a fantastic video that I sent to you in the week, mate. Julian Dix high foot challenge, and it weren't even a booking. He absolutely smashed the geezer's face in. Like, imagine VAR nowadays. Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Different game.
Yeah, mate, legend. Donny van der Beek has signed for Everton alone. Good signing, and I hope he gets some game time. Because at Ajax he was a fantastic player, and he just hasn't been given his chance at United.
No, I agree. I'd like to see him do well. I think Man United have got form for wasting players, and that's another one to add to the list.
Oh yeah, great. Diagano and Snoddy's there as well. West Brom as well. Yeah. That's one. Have you seen that, mate? Just quickly before we move on, have you seen the thing that the Premier League want to bring in a rule? I don't know whether it's Premier League or FIFA in general. Where these clubs, they farm players out like Chelsea, Man United, where it's like they've got about 40 players on loan. They want to reduce that down, that clubs can only loan out 6. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. Obviously, it stops players like Ross Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, just turning into dross, basically, isn't it? It's giving these players an opportunity to. They're holding other clubs to ransom as well, and it inflates the market as well.
Yeah, definitely a good thing. Should have come in sooner. The likes of what Chelsea do is a joke.
And mate, they earn a fortune. Do you know how much they earn from loans? Like, they send out all these youth players for like £1 million loan fee, and they get like something like 50, 60 million just from the players they loan out. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. I know Moyes has already turned us around. Good on him. Well done, Alistair. Looking forward to signing Lee Bowyer and Mark Viduka, but obviously ex-Leeds. Can bring in Lucas Radebe as well, centre-back. The board and Moyes know that we need as much as we do, and with no one has come in so far, can only mean we aren't getting anyone in. We'll see, mate. I pray to God that when I get in from work tomorrow, I can jump on here and do a big video about, we've signed Rafinha, we've signed Calvin Phillips, we've signed Jonathan David for 150 million. I very much doubt it. I reckon there'll be at least 1 or 2 videos tomorrow. I reckon, like I said, I do think Coletta Carr will sign tomorrow, and I reckon maybe one more, a video that I'll make and say, we've signed blah, blah, blah as a backup striker. I think that's about it, though. I really do. FIFA. Obviously they're bringing in the rule. Burnley to sign Workhorse, weren't we, after him? Yeah, that's a big... And he's like about 6'9" or something like that. He's an absolute giant of a man. But the big clubs will just send to their feeder clubs. They will get around it somehow. Yeah, I suppose there's a way around that. Right, that's enough transfer talk for now, mate. 1 minute, just last question on it. What happened to Nate Phillips? Always he looked decent. Again, wouldn't be surprised if we sniff around him tomorrow as well. There'll be players like that, the Tarkowskis, the Nate Phillips, where these late bids will be going in by probably the West Hams, the Evertons, the Newcastles. There'll be a lot of, I think there will be a lot of movement tomorrow, but whether they
he has been injured as well, hasn't he? He's been injured, so.
Okay, let's stop with the transfer talk, mate. Let's talk West Ham now. Since the last time we spoke, mate, obviously we've lost to Leeds, we've lost to Manchester United as well. But not bad January though, mate. Jared Bowen's been voted for Player of the Month. He's a nominee for it. What do we need though now, mate? How are you feeling towards the rest of the season now?
Missed opportunities. That's how I feel, mate. Missed opportunities. I don't think we've had a good January at all. You look at the teams just behind us with games in hand. At the minute, they're doing us favours. But I'd be surprised when all teams are level, when we've all played the same amount of games. If we're, we'll probably be 8th.
Wolves as well, mate. Wolves are really, putting it together now.
Yeah, to me, mate, it's missed opportunities, and it comes down to squad depth. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and what do you make of some of the form of some of the players now? Do you think there's certain players that need to come out now? I think Soufal's not been playing very well.
Soufal ain't been playing great. I'd be tempted to put Johnson back in.
I agree, mate. I totally agree.
I know. See, this is the thing. Like Antonio needs to come out. Antonio is an absolute disaster at the minute.
Yeah,
But there's
and
no
he's
one
playing
to
for
come in.
Jamaica, mate. I don't know whether he scored or not for Jamaica. Obviously, he's played 3 games.
He
There's no
scored
rest.
against
No rest.
USA, didn't he?
Not did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he came off the bench and scored. But I don't know, mate. Like I say, Antonio needs to come out of the team. He's done nothing for a while, but there's no one to bring in. I personally think since Cresswell's been back, he's been shocking. I think he's been at
No, I
fault for
agree,
about
mate.
3 or 4 goals.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Again, I'll give him a little pass because of fitness and stuff. But who else is going to play there, mate? Again,
Exactly. That's it.
that's
That's
the
it.
issue, isn't it?
There's no one to bring in. And like I say, that's why I say it's down to squad depth because these players, and I think the problem is with Cresswell when he was out injured, and Cresswell was fantastic start of the season, making assists and all the rest of it. But Cresswell's always been a liability defensively, always.
Oh yeah,
And I
mate.
think
He's
the
got to be the
longer he
best
was
defender in the world.
missing, it's
The
that
better we get.
the longer they're out, the less you see him, the better they get. And since he's come back into the team, we're still being targeted down that side. And like I say, I think he's been at fault for at least 3 goals since he's been back. There's a lot of players that ain't doing it at the minute.
One thing I did like about the Manchester United game was to see Areola in goal. Will he start in the Premier League again? I thought he played really well. He pulled off a couple of really good saves in that game as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's really.
As well. Distribution was fantastic.
I don't think he's done much wrong. I still think, obviously, Fabianski signed an extension, didn't he? And I definitely still think that as the season goes on, we'll see that transition. We'll see Areola become the Premier League, the number 1
What,
keeper.
you think he'll stay?
I think he will, yeah.
No, I think Sam Johnson's going to come in. I think Sam Johnson's going to come in.
I
don't think we'll sign him.
I hope not. I think Areola will stay. I think as the season goes on, he'll transition to the number 1, and then, like I say, Fabianski signed an extension. He'll be the number 2 next year. That's what I hope happens. That's what I think will happen. But we will see.
It'd be nice, mate. I hope he does stay, but I just can't see it. What's he say? Have we ever got a signing done on transfer time under this board? I don't remember us getting an early one in, mate, to be honest with you at all. Let's go through the team a little bit more then. So, Souček not playing his best. Obviously, Rice is fantastic. What about the wingers? Obviously, Jarrod Bowen, mate, he's shown what he's all about now, and he's probably our best player at the minute.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. He's been fantastic, getting rave reviews, and he has been brilliant. The work rate, the determination's been fantastic. He started scoring goals, and I still, like I said earlier, I think he's finishing these worked on a bit in one-on-one situations. I don't think he's the best. He tends to hit the keeper quite a lot, but he's been brilliant this month. Fantastic. Really, really good. Fornals hasn't really been playing. Lanzini's been playing instead. I think Lanzini's been brilliant.
With Benny coming back though now, obviously Benny's back now. He'll be back for the next game. Does he go straight in again?
I think he might. Although I think that'd be harsh on Lanzini. I think he might. Vlasic.
It'll be Vlasic, wouldn't it? It'll be Vlasic. And what do you make of Vlasic, mate? As Vlasic took his opportunity with both hands?
I think he was doing well. He was doing well. And then he made that mistake, didn't he? For the goal we conceded. I can't even remember. Yeah, it was Leeds, wasn't it? When he miscontrolled the ball in the middle of the park and he got subbed off immediately after. And then that seems to be, right, that's him done. I think that's harsh. I think he was playing well. I think he was doing quite well in the games he was playing. But now it seems like that's him relegated to the bench again. 30 mil well spent.
I think try Vlasic on the right and Bowen in the middle. I like that Bowen cutting inside though. Nicknaming it Iron Bowen. He has got that ability to cut inside, and I think that I think in the middle he might get a little bit too crowded in there for him. Areola hasn't put a foot wrong. I hope he does sign. Me too, mate. Benrahma for the pace. What do you think about next season starting on the 15th of July? So not a lot of time for the players to rest for pre-season. Yeah, it's not at all, mate. No, that probably is right, that isn't it? Is that an official thing? Obviously, because of the World Cup in November.
Next season is going to be an absolute disaster with a World Cup
It's going to be
It's going to
madness,
be an
mate.
absolute disaster.
Madness, mate. Absolute madness. Just to force Antonio out. Okay. What was I going to talk about? I can't remember what I was going to talk about now. Brain's gone blank. Kidderminster. So we've got Kidderminster on Sunday, mate. FA Cup. Banana skin, or should have enough.
We should easily have enough, mate. Easily have enough. You're going to see massive changes. We'll probably see a lot of the kids play. Even still, the only thing I think that's a comparison was Wimbledon a couple of seasons ago when they beat us. But
4-0, wasn't it?
yeah, I can't see that happening. I can't. I don't think that's going to be an issue that game. I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Hopefully, get to see Zuma back. Obviously, Zuma's had a couple of weeks now. It's good that he played a game. And he's had a little rest. He was immense in that Man United game as well. He just shows that class. Like a real good centre back is so. It's that dominance. Like he had Ronaldo in his pocket at times. He's so good, isn't he? He's
he's a fantastic player. He really is. He's a brilliant player, and it shows. Obviously we've been playing Dawson and Diop, and it just shows that the gap in class, and Ogbonna as well shows that too when he plays.
100%.
There's a huge gap in class.
It just shows how good the bloody French centre backs are, though, mate. The fact that he doesn't start, Varane, Kimpembe, Koundé, there's so, and you got the other guy at Barcelona, Lingard. There's so many good French centre backs that it's no shame that you don't get in the starting 11 for the France centre back position. What has Crowell done wrong? I don't know, mate.
Who knows, mate? I genuinely don't know why he's still at the club. I really don't. I don't know why he's still here. It's an absolute. Why are we paying the man's wages? It's
I think the fact that Lanzini's come in, when Souček was injured as well, shows that he's not going to play.
He's not going to. We're not going to sign him at the end of the season. He's not. He can't get a game. Like you say, Moyes is playing Lanzini in there instead of Crowell. Crowell's not even getting off the bench. I don't know why he's still at the club, mate. Send him back.
It does start on Friday, and the thing is, with the season starting that early, that means you're playing all through that summer. Like it's not going to be. You're going to be so hot in them games. We managed Stockport, okay, professional performance. I'd like to see Perkins start with a strong team behind him. Yeah, from the start, it'd be nice to see him play rather than coming on like a few minutes. It's hard, isn't it? Due to the World Cup, I wouldn't be banging a drum for our guys playing for England this year. A lack of internationals can be a godsend. I agree, mate. With Ben Rama being out, we missed him. Crowell was a mistake to happen. Right, me and Paul are going to wrap it up in about 2 minutes because we've been going a little while. If you've got any, quickly ask us anything, you can. Anything else, mate, that's tickled your fancy West Ham wise? Any sort of... What about Europa League tickets? £65 for an opposition we don't even know? We pull out Dortmund and Barcelona.
Yeah, but it's knockout stages of a European competition, so I don't know. I don't personally think that's too bad, to be honest. I really don't.
Yeah.
But no, I can't say I've seen too much news, to be honest, mate. Like I say, all I've been doing really is looking at all the transfer news this month, and there's not been really anything apart from the last day. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I don't think anything will. Has there
been any transfers to other clubs that you thought a bit jealous of? I think Coutinho to Villa.
That was a good signing, yeah. That was a good signing. And I'll tell you what, I said to you a couple of weeks ago, if they end up getting Suarez as well.
Even at his age now, mate.
Mate, he's phenomenal. Even still now, he's an unbelievable striker. Striker. But realistically, not too much has really been happening. Obviously, Vlahovic to Juventus, which we obviously would have had absolutely no chance anyway.
Did Martial go to Seville in the end? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That would have been one I would have liked to have seen.
But again, that wouldn't have sold to us. They wouldn't have sold him to us.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think Diop can still improve, or would you prefer we cut our losses? I don't expect Diop to be there after the summer transfer window. What about you, mate?
No, I think he'll go. I don't think Diop's as bad as people make out. I really don't. But he hasn't lived up to his potential. I don't think there's any doubt about that. When he first joined, he looked like he could be something special. He hasn't lived up to that. I think he's fine as a fourth choice. I think, if you want a fourth choice defender, I think he's fine.
Oh yeah, for fourth choice, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely fine. He's not starting quality, and he hasn't lived up to his potential. But I don't think he's as bad as people make out. I really don't.
If Pierce can't get Diop to improve, no one can. I agree. Right, we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, it's been a while since me and Paul have got together. Just loads of stuff going on. Hopefully, by the time me and Paul speak again, hopefully maybe next weekend before Kidderminster or something like that, we'll have a little chat, or after Kidderminster. Hopefully, we've got some bloody signings in, mate, and we bloody need them.
Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. I don't think we'll sign anybody. I'm wrong. We will see tomorrow.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, guys, come on your irons, keep believing, hit that like button. Let's go.